And in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the seeds I've been sowing recently to find out what's up and what's not. And as you can see, spring is definitely in the air. I'm Gang Gang. Welcome to the channel, Gang Gang and Peanut, 2 peas in a pod. Now, I'm very lucky in as much as I have a greenhouse, which is insulated, and I also have a large propagator that's heat and lights, and that enables me to start a lot of seeds off much earlier than I normally would if I didn't have them. And when I'm sowing seeds, I always think of the old gardener's adage that you sow 4 seeds. 1 for the rook, 1 for the crows, 1 that rots, and 1 that grows. And today, I'm going to be looking at some of these seeds to see which one has rotted and which one has grown. And I don't have to worry in here about the rooks or the crows. So I'm going to take a little look in here, in this propagator, see what's come through, see what's been successful, and hopefully it will be good news. Let me do that. Now, looking in here, there are quite a few different varieties of vegetables, from brassicas to onions, tomatoes, chilies and peppers, and I think I'll start by getting those chilies and peppers and having a look at those. So these chilies that I sowed have been reasonably successful so far. If you can see them, I sowed 2 seeds in each of these cells, and apart from 2, the rest have all come up. And these are the Joe's Long, and they're doing very well, and I think they will need to be potted on. So I'll probably do that in the next few days. There's also some jalapenos and a Biquino red. Biquino being a Portuguese word for beak, and I believe that the fruits on these look like a red beak on a bird. But it's not all been as successful as that. I have some jalapenos here, no show. I have a corno di toro, which is a sweet pepper, no show there. I have some old seeds from a cayenne purple. Again, there's no show there. However, I do have some others. These are a foot-long chillie that were given to me as a gift. I sowed a couple of seeds of these, and they're poking through, and they seem quite happy. As well as a cherry bomb, which is another chillie, and again, they'll need to be potted on soon. And one that was recommended to me by a subscriber is a King of the North pepper, and I was kindly sent some seeds. So thank you very much for the seeds, and as you can see, they both germinated. I'm looking forward to seeing what they grow like. So that's the peppers. Let me show you what else is going on in the propagator and what has been successful and what hasn't. Now, as well as the chilies, I've also sown a fair few brassicas, and one of the ones that I've sown, which is new to me this year, is this one. And this is a cauliflower called Early Snowball. And my understanding is it doesn't get too big, and it's okay for growing in containers. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that does this year. I've also got some cabbage which has come through. These are a hispy cabbage. I'm quite pleased with these. They're a normal summer cabbage, quite small, quite tight-headed. And in total contrast to the smaller cabbage, I've also got some giant cabbage, which has successfully germinated. These are a Cornish giant. And these seeds were sent to me by Jimmy. And I actually went and purchased some more. So I put a few more seeds in there with Jimmy's. And this is what's come up. That's Jimmy. at plot 41B. So Jimmy, thank you very much. Another thing that I have sown in the propagator are some of the tomatoes for the tomato grow along. And I sowed them mainly to see if they would germinate. And they have. And here they are. And apart from one, which was the accordion cherry, they've all germinated very well. I will be making a video at the start of the tomato grow along, and I will be sowing some more of these seeds to show you how I sow them, and maybe give you one or two ideas of how you may want to sow them. But they have germinated and I'm very pleased about that. Apart from the accordion cherry. And the problem I have with the accordion cherry is I only have one seed left. So that's going to be quite a test to make sure I can get it to germinate. Anyway, there'll be more of the tomatoes in the video I'm making about the tomato grow along. One or two other things I have in the propagator that have been, well, not really successful, but actually they're not successful at all. These are some lettuce, and they are a maize lettuce, and again this is a new variety to me this year. And in each of these tiny cells I sowed 2 lettuce seeds, and as you can see I've only got 3 or 4 that have showed their heads so far. I'll persevere with them and see if 1 or 2 more pop up. I've also got some aubergines, and this is the first time I've grown aubergines, and here they are. And they've been successful in the germination, however, they do look not particularly green, they look a little bit yellow. Now I think that's either because that's how they are, I don't know. But I think I'm going to need to pot these on and make sure I put them into some compost that has some nutrient in, just in case they're unable to get much feed from this little pot. And there are, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of the little plants in there. If you've got any ideas why they may be more yellow than green, pop me a comment down below and let me know what you think. There's also some onions that I sowed for the no lights, no heat. And here they are. And there's a huge difference, absolutely huge difference in the two varieties of heat and lights, and no heat and no lights. But they've been out here in the greenhouse, they've not been indoors, and if they don't come to much, well, hopefully they'll grow into something I can eat. Now, as well as seeds and young seedlings in the propagator, I also have some visitors. And these visitors are fungus gnats. And my understanding is that they come about because they like to lay eggs in the surface of the compost if it's moist. I suppose in the propagator things do get warm and moist, and unfortunately these fungus gnats have appeared. And I'm trying to combat them by using the sticky yellow traps. And as you can see, I've just got an upturned pot. I've stuck a couple on each side. There's a couple of these pots in the propagator. And if you can see on there, some of my visitors won't be visiting for much longer. If you've got any advice regarding fungus gnats, anything that you've tried before which has been successful, and no, I don't want to use fly spray, again, leave me a comment down below, because I desperately want to get rid of them. Little buggers. So, that's what's going on in the propagator. There are some things that have been successful, some not so successful, and some that are coming on really great. I suppose it goes back to that thing, always sow 4 seeds. 1 for the rook, 1 for the crow, 1 that rots, and 1 that grows. And as well as having some things growing in the propagator, I've got other things in the greenhouse and dotted about. One of the things is a big bucket with the cauliflowers in it, and I have several of these. And this was an experiment. I was growing these over winter, and as you can see, these look quite strong. And hopefully, with a bit more warmer weather and a bit more daylight, these will start to take off. I have some lettuce that I've been growing. Here they are. And they have been sat in my Christmas box. If you've seen one of my previous videos, you'll know what my Christmas box is. It's just a big container full of compost that I grow things in my greenhouse throughout the winter. And these have been quite successful. Lovely lettuce. I've also got potatoes chitting. I'm sure all of you have. And I'm looking forward to receiving my potato for the single seed potato challenge that's being organised by Steve at Digwell Green Fingers. Steve, I'm looking forward very much to getting my single seed potato and seeing what I can do. And obviously, I will film what I'm doing as I go along. It may be a complete success or a complete failure, who knows. But it's going to be fun, I know that. I've also got some of my onions. These are the rejects from the Giant Onion Growing Challenge. I just didn't have the heart to throw them away. Bit sad really, isn't it? But I'm going to grow these on, and I will plant these outside at some point, and hopefully they'll grow into a reasonable size onion that I can eat. I've got some chard on the go here, looking a bit sad, but it's been growing in the greenhouse here, and again that's been quite successful, as well as not vegetables but some bulbs. And you've got to love the daffodils. That tells you spring is here, and it won't be long before we're all really busy. Now also in the greenhouse I have some shallots and some onion sets which are sitting in seed trays in some compost, and they are starting to send up the shoots and send down the roots, and they desperately need to be put into the beds over at my allotment as soon as possible. However, the weather's not playing ball at the moment. It's still quite cold and it's still wet, and it's not ideal conditions to be planting something that's spent its entire time in the greenhouse in the warm and then having to go out into the freezing cold world. So they'll wait a while. But I will be making a video showing you what I'm doing over at the allotment in the coming weeks. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. Come and join us. We'd love to have you along for the ride to see what we get up to throughout this growing season. If you'd like to leave a comment advising me that I've done something wrong, I've done something right, or you've got a different idea on how I should have done something or could have done something, that would be great as well. Or just say hello. Or if you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Anyway, I'm Gang Gang. This is Gang Gang and Peanuts. 2 peas in a pod. And as ever, until next time, take care.